And we'll say that this guy was Polish. Go ahead and do a Polish accent for me, James. Hello, and welcome back to the internet's #1 fake history podcast, The Lore Boys. I'm today's top bastard, Ethan Palmer. Joining me are James Miller and Peter O'Donoghue. Two guys. Isn't that great? We got two guys on the show this week.
Mid-bastard. I want to take mid-bastard, please.
Okay.
I was going to say bottom bastard.
Baby bastard. All right.
Yeah.
That's why we've been doing this for almost a decade, baby. We're all on the same wavelength.
Yeah, and what's interesting, we're all different age. Oh no, you guys are the same age siblings in relation to your siblings. So never mind. I was going to say one of us is the youngest sibling because in my mind, Pete, you're just a little guy, so you were youngest. But I then realized, no,
I have an even shorter sister.
Yeah, he's an older brother with a shorter sister.
Your sister's older than you, I thought, isn't she?
No.
Oh.
But in my mind, in your mind too, doesn't it? It sticks like that, right? Because she might be shorter than you, Peter, but related to the mean, right? In terms of, let's scrap the episode. We're just going to talk about male-female biology on this episode, I think. And we're going to do it as three uneducated white men with very loud and strong opinions on the topic. Does that sound good, listeners? Does that sound good?
My sister's 5'2", and that makes her weak and pathetic. Okay?
I think that makes her strong. Like Queen.
Everybody at home, pull up a picture of Pete's sister for science.
Yeah. Go ahead. It should be in your inbox.
Yeah.
Or text to the number linked below the episode, and we'll just send you a picture of my sister as well.
I want to give a shout out to someone
who looks exactly like me if I had been on estrogen for 32 years at this point.
True. I want to give a shout out to someone who endorses this message, Jacob Gilbert, the latest patron on our Patreon, patreon.com/theloreboys. You can check out a link in the description below if you want to have your name attached to whatever the fuck that just was.
Yeah, if you like a picture of my sister, do what he did and subscribe to our Patreon.
yeah. All the patrons this week are getting a picture of Pete's sister, which I think he has posted in Prime Folks before. So I think he has legitimately.
I think we posted pictures of she and I together. Okay.
You did one of her Halloween costume too. I think, which was
yes. Well, that's because her and her boyfriend. Sorry, patrons, if we gaslit you into this point here. It's she and he did from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. She was Benicio del Toro's character, where she packed in her gut with the pillow and had the mustache on, and then her boyfriend was what's the author's name? The journalist.
From
Fear and Loathing.
Yeah, no, I know. I want to say Laramie Cigarettes. Was that his name?
It's close.
Mm-hmm. Something like that. So we're not talking about Fear and Loathing today. Fear and Loathing lore is coming next week from Pete. Today we're going to be talking about Dungeons and Dragons lore. Pretty similar, I think, to,
Is it still Bat Country?
Yeah, it's definitely Bat Country. We're going to be talking about Zentil City, or Zentil Keep, which is pretty Bat Country-esque, I would say. Specifically, we're going to be talking about a little fella named Cyric of Zentil Keep. I did share
my sister's height, notoriously 5'2".
Loreboy's canon, Cyric was 5'2". I didn't look up his height in the bio because back in the 80s, all those characters had all that information for sure. The mortal man Cyric was born in the city of Zentil Keep, like I said, which was the most influential city in the Moonsea region, and based off operations to Faerun's best-known thieves guild, the Zhentarim. We've briefly talked about the Zhentarim before. Manchun, when we talked about Manchun Wars, I think just me and Pete did that one, actually. Famously operated within the Zhentarim. Xanathar, the Beholder, works with the Zhentarim quite closely.
I remember the Beholder, actually. That does sound familiar.
They're the Thieves Guild. They're into all sorts of skullduggery and pretty bad things. There are worse factions, which are we're devoted to an evil god and we love murder. These guys are more they're businessmen, they're shady, they're the mafia,
Respect to actual businessmen more now if they just openly were just I actually worship a demon. Opposed to just I think poor people should remain poor. It's way worse. Just the Beholder is way better.
I mean,
True.
Peter Thiel has given like 5 speeches on the Antichrist, like apropos of nothing. So I feel like some of them are getting there.
He's named his company Palantir after like one of the most evil things in Numenor, right?
I
Or not
remember seeing
Numenor,
one
but
thing where it's just like,
Middle
do
Earth.
billionaires think they're the only people alive who have read Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, they're just weird freaks, man. That's one thing you
Yeah.
gotta, like, they're not special. They're just weird freaks, billionaires.
Beholder
And,
has also no eyebrows. Peter Thiel on his way.
wait, true. How many eye stalks does Peter Thiel have?
Next time
Cyric
he's
was
on Joe Rogan talking about going to the island with Jeffrey Epstein, and Joe just goes, "Wow, man, we'll find out how many eye stalks he's got." I'm sure.
Cyric was a bastard born to a young woman in love with a Zhentarim officer. So the Zhentarim in Zhentil Keep did serve as sort of official government, I guess, more so than like not official government, but it was like a mafia-run city, right? Whereas like on its face, there was like elected officials and stuff, but really was completely and openly run by the Zhentarim. This is where they're from. When his mother got pregnant to this Zhent officer, the officer refused a paternity test, said, no, I will not go on Mari. And he kicked her out of his place. She became homeless. She had her son, Cyric. But sometime later, Cyric's father showed up to kill his mother. All right.
What?
Yeah. Mom dies. The Zhent officer, unnamed, takes Cyric and sells him into slavery. We don't really know why that guy did all this. Probably because he was a bad dude, right?
Yeah.
Not to be
And he was
confused with
like,
the Bad Dudes
"Abortion
podcast.
is immoral. I am selling my child into slavery."
Yeah, exactly.
How many? Yeah. Can I use a spell slot to make like a magic condom go around? So I don't have. I don't have to kill the mother after.
Use Mage Hand to just catch it inside of her.
Right? Just Spider-Man it away.
Mage pie.
No. Oh, no.
So Cyric was bought by a kind family, a pretty nice group of people who freed him. Basically, said like, "Hey, you're not a slave anymore." They raised him as one of their own in a southern region known as Sembia. So they took him to a new country. They were like foreigners who came to Zhentil Keep, said, "Hey, we want to buy a little slave baby." They did so. They freed him. We're treating him nice. They were nice to him. They treated him like their son, but Cyric always felt like an outsider despite that, right? Like classic storytelling of like he had dark hair. His family had very light, like he was very fair skinned or something like that.
Is
right?
he Moses? Is that the twist?
Was Moses a bastard born to a thieves guild?
No, but he was like a Hebrew sent down the river and raised by the Egyptians, so he looked different.
Oh, pretty close. Then yes, he was.
According
Moses.
to the documentary Prince of Egypt, which everyone should watch. But
then he was Moses, and everything that follows that this guy does, Moses did in the Bible. Lord Boy's canon.
The Bible.
Wow. He split the red D in D.
Yeah. He was too young when he'd been sold to remember his last life. So he was like very much still a baby, maybe like impressions of it. I think some of it at least must have stuck with him because he's going to grow up to be a fucked up little guy. All right. You can say that much. Again, Lord Boy's canon, he's little. I don't know how tall he was. Cyric overheard his parents fighting at some point when he was about 10. And listening in, he realized they were talking about him. How he had been bought as a slave specifically and how that could damage their reputation. And this was kind of like the shoe dropped moment for him where he was like, this makes sense. This feels like true to me. Not that he felt good about it, but he's just like, I always knew there was something off about coming up in the world here.
My bed looks like a wicker basket. My stepbrother's bed does not. He has a normal bed.
I got a great big beard. My adopted father keeps making me carry around 2 big stone tablets everywhere I go. I'm always walking down from mountains. I got servants to carry me up the mountain, but I got to walk down from the mountain by myself. Huh?
I was sent down the river in a wicker basket. My brother was sent down the river in a red race car.
Yeah, race car bed. So he decides to run away from home. Cyric gets his bindle, puts his peanut butter and jelly sandwiches into it, and takes off. But he's brought back before too long. He's only 10 years old, not that resourceful. Unfortunately,
you need more than 2 PB&Js to survive for the rest of your life before when you run away.
Yeah, at 10 years old.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, his stunt garnered some attention, right? And the rumor that he was not born to his adoptive parents spread. So the servants that picked him up, whoever picked him up, it seems like they got the story out of him or heard the story from somewhere. And in Sembian high society, this form of adoption was seen as undesirable. And before long, his parents' standing in the upper class fell. So they were kind of like persona non grata after a time, being like, you decided to raise someone who really needed it as your own. Come on, that's disgusting. Don't do that. So when Cyric ran away again at 12, no one chased after him this time. There's a couple different sources on this. Hall of Heroes by Ed Green is the one that I started writing the script with, and then it turns out that most of the lore comes from a series of novels written in the 80s, basically. So in the novels, it said that which was written after the character was created. Character was created in this source book, which he just runs away. In the novels, he kills his parents, then runs away. So I think the killing his parents is a better indicator of who he's going to become in the rest of our story today, and probably wasn't intended. He probably wasn't intended to be such a villain, a rapscallion, a scoundrel, a what have you, a ne'er-do-well in the original publishing of when he became an adventurer. Because originally he was like kind of an adventurer that you could meet in this adventure module, or maybe you could play as if you wanted to, huh?
Cool.
So Cyric went north. He goes back towards Zental Keep, but it wasn't easy going. He nearly died as he faced the big bad world all alone, but he was a quick student, and he did eventually reach the keep, where there was plenty more opportunities to find food than in the wilderness, right? You can't rob a tree. Can't rob a bear. Can't rob a tree. There's no laws in the rule book that says you can rob a dog. Okay? They can't own anything.
You can probably rob a bear. They have things.
No, but it's not theirs. They don't own them. They're not people. That's what I'm saying.
No.
You possession is 9/10 of the law.
Well, there's
okay?
a problem with the police if they don't recognize bear ownership. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
ACAB does not.
ACAB.
The B is not for bears.
All cops are bears, famously, and
So wait,
they would.
you can't rob from a tree. Like if somebody has a tree in their backyard and you uproot it and run away, they can still be mad at you in the game. Or they're like, "Oh nope, that's a tree he took. That's not robbing."
Yeah, no, I think that yeah, you can't rob a tree. You can't rob from a tree. It's just they're outside. They exist outside the law.
Oh, okay. There's no.
The thing is
tree.
when Jesus tried the fig tree and he deemed it guilty and then set it on fire. Now every other crime is double jeopardy. So you can't try them for the same crime twice. And Jesus did find it guilty of every single crime, the fig tree. Because you got to think about, like, what is a crime so great that Jesus, famously forgiving, would condemn, would call upon capital punishment, right, as the punishment. And the truth is, it's every crime. So trees did every crime back 100 years ago, and now you can't try trees anymore. Believe it or not.
Okay.
Wow,
This makes
I didn't
sense.
know all
You guys
that.
following?
Yeah, I
Yes.
understand now that you said it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you guys are paying attention. There will be a quiz on this. Cyric becomes an
In the paper, the quiz, if you take the paper and you run away with it, it actually comes from a tree. So it's not
Yeah,
robbing. If you take
it's fine. Yeah, exactly. Anything that comes from a tree. Tables, houses, you can't rob them because they're all made of tree.
Like any and all wood is just open for stealing.
Why do you think Big Plastic is so keen to get plastic houses made for everyone, huh?
Ownership.
Mm-hmm. So they can own your house. All of a sudden.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Trees is freeze. Cyric becomes an able thief. Before long, he was kidnapped by and then proved himself to the Zentarim, right? So the Thieves Guild. He gets a mentor named Merrick, who would serve as his father figure for the young boy's time in the Zentarim. But the honeymoon wouldn't last long. The Zentarim was not the right place for Cyric. After only a year or two with the Thieves Guild, Cyric would return to adventuring, or would turn to, to adventuring rather than a life of crime. Again, this is reflected in both sources still. In my mind, the original source, Hall of Heroes, had him. Sorry, I don't know if that's the original source. The original source I pulled from, Hall of Heroes, had him as sort of a hero who was like, no, I wouldn't be a criminal. I would simply be an adventurer instead. I think the novels, which I did not read, full disclosure, but I did find some sources and managed to get some decent summaries of them. I think the novels portray it more as hey, I'm more of a lone wolf. I don't want to join your organization. I'm selfish, I think was his reason for leaving in that one.
I was trying to think of it as more of like a Robin Hood and or Aladdin sort of guy, but if he's selfish, then no. Because those two characters are famously altruistic, right?
I mean, Aladdin gives the bread to the kids, but he's way more selfish than Robin Hood, I think.
Well, Robin Hood, not at all, though. He's like straight up like a charity.
No, Robin Hood, absolutely. Robin Hood is a pinnacle of virtue. But Aladdin had a magic genie where he could specifically wish to fix the caste system, which had cast him down, and instead said, "No, I just want to be top shit kicker." Right?
I think he learns his lesson eventually, doesn't he?
He frees genie, but he remains a prince. So I don't know about that. I didn't see Aladdin 2. I did as a kid, but I don't remember 40 Thieves or whatever it was called.
I like the part when Robin Hood takes all the bears from the rich people and just lets them loose on all the peasants because you can't actually steal bears. It was a loophole.
True, yeah. He gives them to the peasants, and the peasants stage a revolt using bears.
I was just imagining him just be like, here we go. I'm giving bears back to the people, and like everyone in their straw huts is ripped to pieces. It's just by starving bears.
Boy, a real bear market here, huh? Eventually,
I don't know what a bear and a bull market is. I'm not smart enough.
One of them's good and one of them's bad. I don't remember which is which.
Both those animals are dangerous. I don't know which one is good.
Eventually, Cyric finds a job that might set himself up for an easy retirement. Simply steal a powerful artifact known as the Ring of Winter from a tribe of frost giants led by Thrym himself. Thrym, of course, the god of the frost giants. So, easy job. Just go steal this ring from a bunch of very powerful creatures who are chilling with their god. The god of those powerful creatures, right?
Yeah.
So he sets off for the north. He heads north, where the frost giants live, famously. His plans fall promptly apart, right? He was not able to steal the ring. He manages to avoid death by smushing, only long enough to hide out in a cave. Fortunately, hiding in this cave involved the cave collapsing behind him and him being trapped inside it, right?
Oh, still smushed, though.
Well, he's just trapped, not smushed.
Okay.
It'd be death by exposure and or thirst at this point, I think. Luckily for Cyric, of course, Faerun is a world of adventurers, right? The human fighter Kalimvor Lionsbane had appeared with a band of heroes bent on also claiming the Ring of Winter, right? Just there's a powerful artifact to be gotten from some canonically evil creatures. Frost giants are evil in D&D. And so some adventurers are going to be like, that should be our ring. Why should the frost giants have the power over frost? It should be in human hands.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Thrym is no pushover, and all but Kalimvor is killed in their attempt at stealing the ring. And I'll send you guys a picture of Kalimvor, the line art for him. Kalimvor.
Thrym shouldn't have tried to beat him with lions, I gotta say.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it killed all his companions, to be fair. But just him, he survived because he was like, this idiot didn't even ask me what my last name was before he chose his weapon to kill me. They were ice lions too. So
I've definitely said this when we've done like BattleTech stuff, which is obviously derivative of D&D. Old like player handbook line art is one of the best styles I have ever seen in my life. It is one of my favorite forms of art. Yeah.
Cyric's good, but Kalimvor goes so fucking hard. It's great, dude.
Yeah. I saved the picture immediately on my desktop. I was just like, I haven't practiced this in a long time. Excellent. I don't know what the fuck you're going to see tomorrow. Fucking let's go.
Mullet with sideburns leading into the mustache is a powerful move.
And it's like
Jamie, out of the three of us, you're the only person who can do that. And should.
True, yeah. It's a crime that you didn't. He's also like, it's a shot from behind and he's like looking over his shoulder and he just has this like rippling bicep, like is like the foreground of the picture almost.
Yeah.
Got this like, he's holding a spear. He has a sword, a bow and arrow,
gun.
a quiver on his back, and then he's got a knife belted at his hip. Absolutely power stance. Yeah. Kalimvor failing does find himself in the same cave as Cyric at some point. He does manage to get there as well, and the two of them manage to escape together. So with the power of friendship, Cyric is saved. He managed to get out with this guy Kalimvor. They team up for a time and they head to the city of Arabelle, where they meet up with a cleric named Adon, and have their own fledgling adventure party going. I'll give you one more line art here of Adon is the cleric. Doesn't go as hard. Doesn't go as hard as either of the last two. Just a soft little priest boy.
Warpick's fine. That's cool.
Yeah. So I say a fledgling adventure party, of course, because we have a fighter, a rogue, and a cleric. What are we missing, fellas?
Mage, wizard.
Yeah, mage, wizard, exactly. And we will get a mage wizard in just a little bit here. So the
Those
trio
are different, though, right? Is it one or the other? Warlock's a different thing too.
There's no mage in D&D, but it's the classic archetype, I guess. Maybe in the early editions they had a mage, but wizard would be like the class that the person we're gonna meet is playing.
Okay, cool.
So the trio works together right up until the time of troubles, when Ao, the overgod, cast down all the gods from heaven after a group of rapscallions known as the Dead Three conspired to steal the tablets of fate from him. We have a whole episode on this. I'll do my best to link it in the description if I can remember.
They couldn't let it be. I saw you smile too, Pete. In times of trouble.
Yeah, in times of trouble.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Hit us with a couple bars, Pete. Go on.
That's the Beatles thing.
No, wait. Yeah. Is this copyrighted music?
Okay, no, you can't copyright.
True. Yeah.
Hey, listen, Mother Mary came to me.
The Beatles wrote it on paper, man.
I think if any one of us could sing good enough that we get caught by copyright detection for any song, then I'm happy. Let's take the hit.
I don't know. Pete can't draw, and his font keeps getting struck by DMCA. So
my hand got struck by DMCA. That is okay. So like out of the two, like the greatest things that have ever happened to me on the internet is a picture of Metal Greymon got flagged for vaccine misinformation twice. Great job, Mark Zuckerberg. And then also my own hand being claimed by the NFL. So I don't know what the fuck they want to do with it. Just take it.
The one that for you, your own hand NFL was crazy. The vaccine one I get at least because Metal Greymon is a vaccine type Digimon. There's like vaccines, viruses, etc. And it says vaccine on the card. So it's not completely it is like an AI fail, but it's at least understandable. Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. To give Mark Zuckerberg some credit, I suppose.
Wait, I'm back on
we're
board.
giving billionaires credit. Yes. Okay,
I'm back on board.
James.
Mark Zuckerberg, good.
I've been thinking about a Digimon episode. I played that game and I was like,
do it.
Doing one, but
I've been getting so many fucking Digimon shorts on YouTube. It actually looks dope as hell.
Have we really never done a Digimon episode?
No.
Really, we did one.
Remember?
No, he did Tamagotchi, and I thought it was Digimon. I remember the guess, and I was fucking close because Tamagotchi went into Digimon. It was the Digivice was their next gen boy toy for that.
We did. You have a picture of a orange Digimon on a toilet dressed like Elvis.
Oh, did I do an Edamon?
Digimon lore.
I
might
tell you
have
what
done that one on 2023. It's not even that long ago. We should kind of remember.
What the fuck?
I remember. For the record, I remember.
You
I'll take the credit. Yeah. That's not what we're talking about, though. We're talking about the Time of Troubles, a more recent episode we did about the Dead Three, how they kicked it off. They are working together, and it's now the Time of Troubles, where all the gods are cast down from heaven. They're walking in their mortal forms, right?
Okay.
During the Troubles, this adventuring band was approached by a mysterious young girl named Caitlin Moonsong, who gives them a quest. What else, right? The quest is to help the now mortal Mystra, who was once the goddess of magic, who had been captured by the avatar of Bane and imprisoned in Castle Kilgrave, right? The group agrees, and before long, they'll find their wizard, a charming magic user named Midnight, whom our boy Cyric will immediately develop a bit of a crush on. Okay? He takes an immediate liking to, immediate fondness to, and I just said to the line art, and it's easy to imagine why he took such a fondness to her, right?
Spider Bra, absolutely, that's the reason.
Spider Bra, it's a goth queen. I mean,
yeah.
What can you do? We're all helpless before it. The group frees Mystra, succeeds in freeing her from Castle Kilgrave, who then proceeds to the celestial stairway, where she was promptly killed by the god Helm, who had been charged with guarding heaven during the Time of Troubles. We did a better lead up to it in our last episode, I'll say, but go listen to that one if you want. Maybe we'll do a proper episode on Mystra one of these days. I almost did that this week, but if you want to hear about it, crunch at us. Send us an email or something. Now, Cyric, throughout his life, has tended towards nihilism, right? Even in the face of real gods. He's like, this is all kind of pointless of an existence.
He's a bit cyrical.
So I specifically avoided the word cynical for that reason, and then I eventually lean into it later in the script. I'm pretty sure. So
Good.
it is right there and feels deliberate, but what do I know? Seeing how he had to scrap and fight for everything as a 12-year-old fleeing his parents' home after they practically disowned him has left him with the impression that the gods have never cared if he lived or died, which is fair to say. There's at some point during the time of troubles when like one of the gods in this is in the city of Arabel, or one of the gods' avatars is in the city of Arabel. And he's like his friends are like, well, we should go pay our respects or whatever. And he's very much like, what the fuck would a god now struck down to walk the earth need with gold, right? Which is maybe fair. I don't know.
Hey,
What do we as mortals need it for? Sorry.
To pay worshippers to worship them, I guess. I don't know how it works. I don't know how religion works. Do you get paid to go to church? Why do you go to church? Oh, just to hear about Moses and how cool he was.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, like community, like not vaccinating your kids.
We all sit in our wicker pews and we listen to Moses.
Oh, dude, could you imagine wicker pews?
Could you imagine like a race car bed pew?
I was thinking of that too.
Those like pews are all just like Lightning McQueen red. Like, I'm fucking rule. Maybe I would go to church.
I think the pastor at the front is, instead of having a podium, is just in a big.
Oh, he's got a Lightning McQueen altar.
Yeah.
I bet you that's. I mean, I bet you there's at least in like a youth group basement somewhere some like cars, chairs, right? It's got to be.
Yeah, VeggieTales.
So, true.
We would just do an entire episode about the Bible, and then at the end of it, just be like, by the way, half the characters were cucumbers.
There's a cucumber, a tomato, and another one. I don't remember what it was. Okay.
Isn't there like a bean or something? Because there's the tomato and the cucumber.
I don't know. I was raised atheist, man. You're asking the wrong guy. Jamie went to youth group. He should know.
I did.
He's a freak. He should know.
I was baptized when I was like 8 months old, and that was the end of it. That was my religious experience.
There you go.
I just keep seeing like a clip, like an out of context clip from VeggieTales where it's like, and these were God's chosen people. Oh, the Israelites? They were good people, weren't they? You would think so. And then it goes on to tell something else, but it's very topical now. Yeah.
I like thinking of Larry the Cucumber as like an anti-Zionist ally nowadays. That's very funny to just be like all the current characters, and there's just like I love the Saudi prince like white sheet with the black band, and I know like sometimes the Cucumber has that on. 10 on 10 fit. I want it. I think I'm swarthy enough. I'm like dusky enough to do it.
Oh, you can pull it off for sure. But somebody will start talking to you in Arabic, and the veil will shatter.
Well, that's fine. I can do the exact same fucking thing when people talk to me in Greek. I'm just like, my mother never taught me, and they're just like, mashallah or some shit, whatever the fucking reaction to that is.
Jamie pulled up the clip. No beans, Peter. We got a tomato. We got a cucumber. We got two kinds of squash. We got asparagus.
Broccoli.
We got a pea. No, it's asparagus, I think.
Maybe like broccoli with the backwards hat, or the asparagus with the backwards.
I would call it asparagus. It's like kind of doesn't have the broccoli top, right? That's what I would say. But I don't know what the pigtail girl is supposed to be. Sweet potato?
Asparagus or just broccoli didn't grow up yet?
Wait, true. Have you seen how asparagus grow?
Yeah, it's huge. It's crazy. It's like a 7-foot tall bush if you just let it go.
Oh, asparagus, really? I've only seen maybe I saw fake pictures, but I just saw pictures of tiny little asparagus stalks sticking out of the ground.
No. Like asparagus, like the asparagus you eat, which is delicious. I will take that because like I do like broccoli, but asparagus is better. Yeah, I marinate it in lemon and toss it on the barbecue. It's just a better meal. But exactly my dad had asparagus in his garden, and some of the seeds like blew into the driveway, and he had like this 7-foot bush next to the driveway.
Yeah, I see.
And
it
was just like, yeah, this is asparagus. Almost. Yeah, it's huge.
Mm-hmm. But when it starts to grow, it's just these little asparaguses sticking out of the ground.
Yeah, we only eat the sprouts.
Okay, so Cyric is at the base of the celestial stairway. He just watched the god Helm vaporize Mystra, right?
We've learned enough about asparagus, sorry.
Seeing Mystra battle Helm at the stairs to heaven only left Cyric with a bloodlust. He's like, this was awesome in the original sense of the word, right? He has a desire to see power unleashed like that again, and he develops a desire to wield power like that, I think, at this point. Sometime after, they go back to adventuring, though, right? Like, can't just go ask God to be a god, right? They do meet a young thief who joins their party, named Brion, who only is able to join them for a short period of time because he does have other commitments, namely being torn apart by giant spiders, which he does do with the group. So they're doing their adventuring thing. Cyric,
We have to keep a schedule, obviously.
yeah, exactly. Cyric, it's
I
mentioned like he forms a fast friendship with this young lad, which is like unusual for him, I guess, as a cynical circle.
You sent us a picture of Midnight, and I think we all would get torn apart by spiders. There's a spider
exactly.
directly above giant cleavage. I think it's gonna happen. Yeah.
I'm a volunteer, honestly.
So despite, like I was saying, despite Cyric's frosty exterior, he had taken a shine to the young lad. I only mention this because he's pretty traumatized by the event, and this does seem to be like a real heel turn moment for him where he's like, well, you need to be powerful, you need to be strong, you need to do whatever it takes to get to that place.
Came back from the Spider Wars, I didn't get a parade, they just spit on me.
Yeah, exactly. Their spit reminded me of spider spit. It kept me up at night.
I feel like Fortunate Son playing in the background. It's just like spiders.
Go ahead and sing it so we can get DMCA'd, would you? No, Pete, I was just joking. You're gonna get taken off of YouTube. We just got back on there.
Might as well stop now. Yeah.
So maybe it was seeing his young friend killed, combined with the growing impression that people were on their own out here, that drove Cyric more and more towards cynicism, but maybe also a little bit towards heroism. He has a bit of like a heroic streak here after a minute. After their botched rescue of Mistra, right, the troop finds themselves in a small farming town of Shadowdale, which is a town with a problem. And when you're a town with a problem in the world of Faerun, heroes and adventurers come and fix your problems for you, right? That's how it works.
Yeah.
So when they arrived, the adventurers heard that the Zentalar of Zentil Keep, Cyric's old home, were planning on invading the Dale lands and would be arriving in Shadowdale soon. Okay, so like his old nation, I guess, is invading where he is now with this group of like farmers and peasants in their huts. Cyric's old mentor, Merrick, appears as an advanced scout where he runs into Cyric, or he makes contact with Cyric at the very least.
That's a Polish name.
Sure. I do know that you knew a guy named Merrick who was Polish.
Every Merrick I've met has been from Poland because we have an office in Poland. And I know
I was gonna say, I think the bias here is that you know a lot of Polish people, but might be a Polish name. Don't get me wrong. Might be truly a Polish name. And we'll say this guy was Polish. Go ahead and do a Polish accent for me, James. You saw the processing in his eye. I caught Jamie. He like said his piece, and then he was going.
I remember
to,
what Merrick sounded like.
do something else on his computer, and I feel like I caught him out in that. Almost made him dead. Almost got him canceled. Damn it.
I honestly, if I could have done a good one, I would have. But I summoned it in my mind, and I knew that it was just gonna come out as garbled stuff. Yeah,
Polish accent's not cancelable yet for us, right? For the whites,
that would be
No.
a white on white. Yeah, it's apparently it's like a Czech, Polish, and Slovak name meaning warlike.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Most of their last names have so many consonants that I wouldn't even know how to say all the consonants.
More
The
Zed.
only
More
vowel
Zeds
the
than you.
Polish have is the I,
Yeah,
right? Like, that's
I
it,
think
right?
Well, there's
Maybe
E in Merrick.
O if you want to be generous. I just love the... It's just like, it's not that bad. That's white on white, right?
That's the thing, though, because they're trying to take Italian away from us, huh? I'm gonna shut up. I've had too many gins to be doing this bit. It's a bit. I'm woke. Please. I don't know how to be woke, but I'm trying. So Merrick suggests to Cyric that Cyric leaves with him, right? He says, Cyric, you were born a crook. You'd always be a crook. You and me are cut from the same cloth, right? Let's come defect. Come join the Zents. Well, the Zentaril. We'll take over this town, and you can be one of us. Cyric refuses, right? He commits himself to a life of honor. He says, no, it'd be the wrong thing to do.
They've got him chained to a poster, like, you just need to do a Polish accent. He's like, I won't do it.
Yeah.
That's white on white. I can't do it.
Cyric refuses. He says, I'm going to commit to a life of honor. And he promptly stabs his old tutor in the back. And I mean that literally. He kills the old man with a knife in the back as soon as he turns around, basically.
I was about to say, so like, spoiler, people who know this guy, he is like the Prince of Lies, right? Like, so to be like,
well,
I'm
he'll
a man of honor.
He'll become, I think he does. Anyway, we'll talk. We're not going to do his whole story at some point, but he's not immediately the Prince of Lies. But he's not a trustworthy guy. I'll give you that.
Okay.
So he kills the old man with a knife in the back. He justifies it by, I've got to talk over you or we're going to get DMCA'd. That's the thing. Okay.
All right.
Maybe some Hawthorne Heights, would you? Go ahead.
I'll grab the guitar right behind me. Should I? You want me to go for it?
He kills the old man. He justifies it to himself, I guess, saying he was a spy and this is wartime, so it's justified to kill him, right? Cyric and his newfound family, that is his adventuring party now. He literally just killed his most recent father figure, and they commit to aiding Shadowdale. So they say, we're going to stay and we're going to help the town. We're going to defend it against the Zents. Cyric even delivers a rousing speech to a group of locals who seem to be ready to desert. The Zents are repelled, and Cyric is hailed as a hero of the Dale lands. Unfortunately, his celebration would be cut short when his companions Midnight and Aiden, the cleric, were accused of killing the old sage Elminster in a magical explosion that had occurred during the battle.
That's a great name for old sage.
Elminster? I mean, Elminster is, you probably say that because this is a very famous character from D&D. And you probably think Elminster is a good name for a sage because this character has influenced culture enough that you think that that's a great name. You know what I mean? Like, it's gone full circle, I think. Because this character, like, Elminster, is almost as old as D&D itself. I believe he was a Gary Gygax invention.
Damn. In the 80s.
So, big in the Harpers for a time. If you play Baldur's Gate 3, maybe you'll meet him. That's all I'm saying. You know, no spoilies, but maybe you meet him.
I've always loved the fact that the guy who invented D&D's name is weirder than some of the characters from D&D.
Yeah, right.
Gygax is insane.
Is that Polish?
I was just about to say, fuck.
Might be Polish. Maybe we should be racist against the Poles in this episode. Maybe this is the one where we can get away with it, huh? No, so Elminster, during the battle against the Zentril who are invading Shadowdale, this sage Elminster who works for the Harpers is killed in this explosion, right? And Midnight and Aiden, the wizard and the cleric of the visiting adventuring party, are blamed for it, at the very least. The pair are arrested. They're subjected to a brief and biased, presumably, trial before they are sentenced to death the following day. So Cyric flirts with the idea of killing the Lord of Shadowdale, as he was the one who imposed the sentence, but ultimately he settles on a jailbreak, he says, right? Because killing is wrong. Right, guys? Can I get you on record saying killing is wrong?
Killing is wrong.
No, you're wrong, okay? Because Cyric, it wasn't a quandary with killing, because Cyric kills a bunch of guards. Like, canonically, kills a bunch of guards to affect this jailbreak, right?
Okay, quick side note. This is one of my favorite parts of playing stealth games. Like, you know, I love to do the no-kill run in Dishonored or Thief or anything where you can do that. I love doing a no-kill run because the fiction would imply... I get this goes against, like, my more ACAB-y or stuff. There's no way every single guardsman is evil and deserves to die when you're breaking in.
Absolutely
it's
not,
impossible.
Yeah. And that is...
You don't know the guy, you slit this guy's throat because you need to kill one person, and, like, he's got a family. Yeah. Right? That's why clean hands is the way to go. Like, you don't know this guy's background. You can't just kill him.
It becomes a moral problem, right? Because, like, it wouldn't have been worth to kill two guys to kill Hitler, right? Even if those guys were innocent, and then you killed Hitler, which saves millions of innocent lives, it's like, was that worth it? And then how can you know? And
now Jamie's on the side of there was innocent Nazis, and I don't know how to feel about any. I don't know how to feel about any of this anymore. You know?
Yeah, I'm doing a clean hands run of the bunker, dude. That's it.
Yeah.
I didn't say kill two Nazis.
No. I mean, even that, like, because if you assassinate the leader, does that stop the execution? Do you have to kill him and then kill other people as well? Maybe this is like the minimum number of people you have to kill to get them out. It's not.
I don't. I'll
It's
keep my hands clean as much as I can, but it gets really scary.
Of
Like I
course.
know, like in The Expanse, which we read, is like that's something that what the James Holden struggles with, right?
Mhm.
Like, well, I should have taken action, and like Miller might have shot this guy and I didn't, and like when is
Yeah.
the right time to? I don't know. Yeah. Gygax is Swiss German, by the way. It was a German word for giant that was in Greekified into Gygax.
Let's go, baby.
What an origin story for the creator of D&D, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it is not a moral conundrum in the sense. Well, we could go plenty of layers deep with our philosophy here, but to Cyric, it's not. He has no quandary with this. He's like, I'm killing because he is overcome with canonically indifference and bloodlust. He's like, nope, I'm gonna kill because I want to kill, and I don't care about these people. They're not people to me, right? They're not
Very
my
good.
friends, so they're not people. So I would say evil. Who knows, huh? Who knows?
Good name
about
for a
the philosophy
hardcore
behind it.
album as well.
Sounds
Indifference and Bloodlust. I would
Indifference
listen
and
to that.
Bloodlust.
I think that'd be very good.
He freed Midnight and the near catatonic Aiden, and the trio fled under cover of darkness, leaving behind Kelemvor, Cyric's oldest companion in the group, right? But also probably the most virtuous, and also the one who wasn't on trial for murder, right? Cyric was turning gloomy, and we've got just the ticket to cheer him up, all right? An ad. We'll be back with more cynical Cyric after this commercial break. Welcome back. We were just talking about Cyric, Midnight, and Aiden traveling downriver after fleeing Johnny Law. Midnight and Aiden had been accused of killing someone, and Cyric certainly had killed someone's in order to spring them, right? So they're in some hot water. Midnight wanted to return for her part. She's like, no, we could face another trial. They could just kill me, I guess, was her stance on the whole thing.
I've
Or
been on jury duty and I very much liked it, and like I don't respect the law that much. That's insane.
Yeah, right.
Like that, I've seen the process, and for my one time there, it works.
She wanted to return, or at least she wanted to reunite with Kelemvor. She's like, hey, we left one of the player characters behind. The table is awkward because, Bill's just sitting there and he doesn't get a turn while we're playing our little game anymore. But Cyric dissuades her, right? He saw Midnight as a pivotal piece of the next stage of his life, right? Not wedding bells. He sees one wherein he would attempt to steal the tablets of fate for himself, right? That's like his new plan. Unfortunately for Cyric, right, Kelemvor does have his own agency in all this, and turns out to be a pretty noble dude, not so chill with his friends killing a bunch of people and escaping in the middle of the night.
Okay. Nerd.
So, yeah, straight up nerd. Kelemvor, with a band of Shadowdale's militiamen, were waiting downriver at a bridge, bent on capturing the fugitives as they were kind of just paddling their little skiff down the river.
They accidentally capture Moses.
Coming down in a basket. It's a wicker skiff, okay?
Thank you to Eric Skiff for a theme.
True. Yeah, no dizzy spells, huh? Cyric panics. He's feeling like he's getting some dizzy spells, and he capsizes their skiff here. But when he was dragged ashore, it was by the Dalesmen, and Kelemvor wasn't there. So this is probably a bit that I missed with not reading the books. I didn't have enough time. Forgive me. But Kelemvor presumably goes after Midnight and Aiden, who get separated from Cyric. Cyric is pulled out just by a bunch of normal-ass guardsmen guys, right?
Okay.
Cyric manages to convince them not to kill him outright. Instead, he's just taken prisoner for the time being. Even though he was sentenced, he would presumably be sentenced to death as well. Unless the Lord of Shadowdale is like, no, those guards' lives are less valuable than the very powerful wizards, which I wonder how it works. You know what I mean? I wonder how it all works. Because in real life, the idea that certain people are worth more than other people is obviously baseless, right? But in a world where you can actually be like an ultra powerful wizard capable of casting like the wish spell and like creating food and plenty for people, like maybe you are worth more than a guy just doing guard duty, What
if you have 10 yachts, maybe you can do more than a guy who just has a bicycle.
True.
Yeah, I feel like the price of a yacht is like the financial equivalent of a wish spell, actually.
True. No, I take it all back. All wizards eat the wizards.
Qua.
So Cyric's picked up.
Wizards.
Cyric's picked up. He manages to convince the guards not to kill him. He's taken prisoner. It wouldn't last long, however, as the group of Dalesmen soon ran into a group of better equipped Zentalar soldiers. The area is still at war. They've kind of broken rank to chase after these fugitives. They run into a company of soldiers who battle them, I guess you could say.
I have an on-topic question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it would be fun if you did like a role play or like a quick little D&D thing, like a very short one-shot? What if you just had to role play as like one of the guardsmen during someone else's campaign?
Yeah, that could be a lot of fun.
Fishing this guy out of the river with a fucking pool skimmer, and then like just doing a little adventure as that, and then coming up against like real characters eventually. Like, wouldn't that be? I think that's the premise of like a movie with Ryan Reynolds in it, where you play like an NPC.
Yeah,
but like there's something about that, right?
I think there's
Fall Guy. Yeah.
Yes, I'll say I think it's a great idea. I think specifically D&D is not a good system for it. There's a million systems these days where like D&D is power fantasy, right? You play as a super strong person, specifically stronger than other people, and the whole thing is like the combat is well tuned or decently well tuned and not overtuned and all these things. Whereas like what you're describing is much more of like a role play focused. Let's get silly, which there's like a I think much better systems to facilitate that kind of game. Wouldn't be for everyone. As far as introductory games, tabletop games go for you two, I think us three could have a very good time playing that kind of game because we know each other well enough and we're comfortable with each other.
If Jamie and I just had bags of dice rolling as standing guard at a castle where nothing happens, if we were drunk enough, we'd have a great fucking time.
Absolutely, yeah.
That sounds like Dungeons and Dragons cuckery, where you just like, no, the party is someone else. I'm just watching. I don't roll the dice. I just want to see how they do.
Yeah, it's like, are you sure this is okay, honey? And then you'd have like a different guy roll your dice for you. And it's like, yes, I'm sure. Like sitting in the chair.
A chair in the corner with like a built-on little dice tray and like Cheetos holder. So a battle breaks out, right? The Zentalar win. They capture the surviving Dalesmen alongside Cyric, right? So Cyric is prisoner of the Dalesmen. The Dalesmen become prisoner, and then Cyric by an extension becomes prisoner of the Zentalar as well. Cyric does secure himself a spot within the company, though, pretty quickly. He's like, hey, you guys captured me prisoner, but they had me prisoner. So, like, I'm the enemy of your enemy is your friend kind of thing, right? They do task him with killing the last of the Dalesmen prisoners as, like, a show of faith, I guess. It's described as a game, and it's I presume a way to show like, hey, you're not a spy, right? They didn't just like, you're not the actual officer of this thing, and they put you into the manacles to convince us not to kill you. So he kills all the Dalesmen, and he joins the Zentalar as a member of their company, full-fledged member. Gets his freedom back again. He travels with them for a time. He eventually rises in the ranks until he's in charge of that outfit, the Company of the Scorpion, I believe it's called. And he's large and in charge now, right? Shortly after he becomes in charge of the PMC company, he gains an audience with Bane, or the avatar of Bane, perhaps, the dark god of tyranny, central to all this time of troubles business, right? We did an episode on him, and his two...
Was the orc-looking guy?
Yeah. The Black Hand, Lord of Tyranny. He was the one that won the contest of knuckle bones, essentially. Right. They threw heads originally, but then Dog came and ruined their game, so they played knuckle bones instead.
Right.
With Jurgil's knuckles. But Bane was the one who had captured Mystra, wanted to kill her. Bane hates Mystra, famously, and had captured her. They freed Mystra from Bane, and now Cyric is being summoned to meet Bane as the leader of this company of mercenaries. It turns out Bane had been leading the Zentral in his avatar form for a while. So like the people of Zental Keep are kind of being led by this dark god, the god of tyranny, and had been in charge of the invasion of Shadowdale to begin with. So Bane has been the one behind it all. What Bane wanted with Cyric was information on the Tablets of Fate, something that he and his adventuring party had been looking for. And those are the ancient artifacts that would stop the Time of Troubles if they were brought back to heaven. So the Time of Troubles were stolen from Ao by the Dark Three, or the Dead Three. And the Dark God cast all the gods down, except for Helm, and said, you guys don't get to be gods anymore until you guys restock the liquor cabinet, right?
It is crazy because we pre-recorded like the entire month of October, and one of those episodes was the Dead 3. But it's crazy to like remember a thing you told me weeks ago.
A month and a half ago.
Yeah. All right, now we're making connections here. Yes, I do remember all this.
Cyric offered up all he knew to Bane. He didn't hold anything back except for Midnight's true name, which I haven't revealed to you guys yet. And Bane tasked Cyric with the killing of his old pal Kelemvor and apprehending Midnight. So he says, kill Kelemvor, apprehend Midnight. If they have the tablets, bring me the tablets, right?
What's her true name?
Well, we'll get to it. Huh?
I think I know it.
Is it
Jamie's
Hillary Clinton?
Jamie's Googling.
I'm trying to remember the name of this person.
It's Midnight.
Well, he hasn't told us.
Elvira?
No.
Mistress of the Dark?
Elvira, Mistress of the Night, was like a VJ.
Yeah, it's from the 80s, right?
It is the rhythm of the night.
Kind of looks like Elvira.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Looks pretty 80s. I don't know who Elvira is off the top of my head, so
big tits, big hair. It's Booberella from The Simpsons.
Can't say. Now towering figure of... Oh, sorry. I skipped a pretty important paragraph there, huh?
Skipped over all the Booberella stuff. Hang on a second.
Scrolling. Jamie ruined it all. Scrolling. No more Booberella for the listeners because Jamie ruined it. Okay, here we are. Cyric's new military group was charged with guarding Bane personally, helping him recover from a ritual another of the Dark Three had performed to kill all the Baal-worshipping assassins in the land to supercharge the Lord of Tyranny. You guys will maybe remember Miracle suggested a ritual which would kill all the assassins of Baal to supercharge Bane from our last episode on D&D. He turns into a now towering figure of pure obsidian. Bane strides across the land to do battle with Torm.
Coolest rock. Just want to interject. Obsidian.
Is it a rock? I mean, yeah, I guess this is is ice a rock
glass
question. Yeah, I'll give it to you. He strides across the land to do battle with Torm, one of the good gods, one of the best gods, resulting in both of their mortal forms, their avatars, being destroyed. There is a pivotal moment in the battle, so it's like in some in-canon histories, Cyric is said to have killed Torm, but the real lore is that he did not kill him, but there was a moment in the battle where he might have intervened, that he killed Bane. And there's a moment in the battle where he might have intervened to save Bane, but he kind of weighs the risks. He ultimately betrays the God of Tyranny, and he takes his ship away from the battle. So then Torm and Bane kill each other. But it's kind of it's heavily implied that, like, hey, Cyric had done what he was tasked to do. He might have saved Bane. He might have died for it, though. So a lot of histories in more modern day Faerun will say, like, oh, he killed Bane during the battle, essentially. And we'll get to why that would make a lot of sense, I guess, towards the end of this episode. But
okay.
But he goes away from battle. He's like, I got business to attend to, which is, of course, hunting down my old adventuring party and taking back the Tablets of Fate, which they are trying to secure. It seems, like I said, it seems that his companions had acquired one of the Tablets of Fate already. And Cyric, more than ever, was resolved to take it for himself, right? He's like, I leave the party for 2 minutes after killing a bunch of guards and then killing a bunch of innocent people and then siding with the Lord of Tyranny and Darkness. And they go and get the one thing I wanted most in the world without me. Real nice. Great friends. Along the way, he and his new Zent pals decide to make a quick stop and murder a village of halflings, which I only mentioned because he recovers a fancy new sword. He gets a new sword from a little halfling, one he names God's Bane.
Oh, cool. I saw a picture of that earlier when I was looking up pictures of Cyric, of him holding it over his head.
There's one on his, if you go to his wiki, there's one of him like wrestling it from the halfling that he takes it from.
Really?
Well, how do you wrestle it from a halfling? That's like fighting a child.
Yeah. Well, they could be strong. You could be a 20 strength halfling. You know what I mean? It's magic. Don't question it. You imagine if like your cat could pick you up? That'd be fucked up, right?
Well, dude, there's
yeah,
actually
she's right behind me. She would kill me if she could pick me up. Are you kidding me?
there's a lot of exercises and like movements that having shorter limbs it's like a lot better for, like such as a bench press. Like having the longer limbs just means your range of motion has to be so much more, and your muscles have to be a lot stronger to push it the whole length of an arm. So having shorter arms is a lot better for having a bench press. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Answer
dang.
strong.
Oh,
so you
is that why they're so strong?
It's their little arms.
Yeah, the little arms.
Yeah.
Little
Is
arms.
the reason
and,
I can't
and
bench?
6 of them.
Is the reason I plateaued at the bench is because I'm too tall, Ethan? Is that why?
Yeah,
Is that why I plateaued
exactly.
at the bench?
Exactly. Now Wolverine, on the other hand,
Shortest king. I can't believe Wolverine is canonically shorter than I am. That is like that actually disgusts me.
yeah, you understand my
glad.
disgust for you now, right?
What exactly? Like I now have empathy for your perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, Ethan is to Peter as Peter is to Wolverine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Finally, we figured out the
He's
SAT
not that
question.
much taller than Wolverine. Okay, let's relax a little bit.
I'm like 3 inches taller than Wolverine. What the fuck?
And I'm more than 3 inches taller than you, buddy. Okay.
Yeah,
so-
whatever, fine. Yeah, if I
Although-
had metal bones and not just the one, like whatever, like the just cracked ribs with no medicine at all.
Although, subscribe to our Patreon and listen to tomorrow's Prime episode, where you'll find out that Jamie is actually the shortest of the Lore Boys, and we have picture proof of it that we're gonna post
Facts.
alongside it. So
And you can see my nipple.
true.
Yeah, his one nipple. There aren't two because they would both be in the photo otherwise.
Yeah, he's too short to have 2 nipples.
Yeah. How many nipples do you have, Ethan?
3, of course.
Okay, I thought so.
A healthy 3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's why I only have 2.
Cyric gets Godsbane. They kill this halfling village. They get Godsbane. Then they have a team meeting. Cyric says, "We gotta redo our corporate charter here. We gotta figure out what we're all about." Because there's Zentril, and he says, "Like, hey, are we really Zentril anymore? Why don't we just like not be Zentril? We'll be Cyric's company, and we'll just be dedicated to finding the tablets of fate, so that I can ascend to godhood." Okay.
That is classic CEO shit. We were talking about Peter Thiel earlier, and he's just like, "What if I just melted all of you into bio goo, and I injected you directly into my body, and my eyebrows fell out?"
And then the shareholders are like, "Let's vote to give him $1 trillion
that
for
makes sense.
his great plan to turn us into goo and inject us into his body. This sounds great."
Yeah, exactly. I
It's not a
personally
cult.
wouldn't ever listen to, trust, unless they had alopecia. Different problem. Don't speak to people who don't have eyebrows. It's so fucked up.
True. Sometimes in the right light, I don't have eyebrows because I'm too fair.
You can kind of still see them no matter what.
Bright sunlight. Let me turn this bad boy around for you. We'll see it.
Wow.
No, you can still see
I
them.
still see him. Yeah.
I don't know.
You're
I don't
still
trust
too
them.
trustworthy, Ethan. I'm sorry. I can't help it.
Hmm?
No,
My
they're there.
eyebrows were
Still there?
blonde until after I was able to grow a beard, or like when I
Oh,
was.
you
able to
think
grow a
I'm?
beard,
You think I'm gonna? My hair's gonna get darker when I hit puberty?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe.
I like my blonde hair. It's a shame.
I've had one eyebrow my entire life. The middle's maintained, dude.
So they cut ties. His group cut ties with the Zentril. They're truly dedicated now to Cyric finding the tablets of fate, right? Around the same time, murders across the land are spiking, with rumors suggesting it was the avatar of Baal himself, the god of murder, who's behind them. So like he's another avatar who's just wandering around. Eventually, Cyric catches up with his old group and he crosses swords with Kelemvor, right? Midnight.
Like
at
pissing in the same urinal.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like,
Nice.
"Hey, I renamed my penis Godsbane." Kelemvor's like, "Shut up, dude. We're fighting." And then just like does a special move. He does a Z move with his penis while they're peeing.
I took my penis from a halfling.
Oh, that explains it.
You can bench so much, dude. Short but strong. Okay.
Yeah, my penis's tiny arms are so strong. Uh, so Midnight at this point, Kellenvor and Cyric are fighting. Midnight still holds out hope that Cyric might repent his wicked ways and rejoin them. Right? She's like, we used to travel with him. He was a good guy. He had a crush on me. I like that. It, gave me validation about the way I dress. But when Kellenvor holds the blade to Cyric, Kellenvor bests Cyric. He holds his sword to Cyric's throat for a moment, and that moment of hesitation from Midnight, who gets Kellenvor to stop, gives Cyric the opportunity he needs to escape. Right on his way out, he kills another halfling, which was one of the traveling
for good
companions.
measure, just on the way out.
For good measure. That's Lower Voice Cannon. It's just for good measure. Just for like, hey, by the way, I'm still evil. And stabs a halfling on his way out. Right?
Chops one into 2 quarterlings real quick and gets out.
Yeah, are they drawn an eighth? Math joke, huh? This is a math podcast.
12.5% torture.
Maybe had the first one. I got the second one. Go ahead, math joke, Pete. Go ahead.
I said 12.5% torture.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Forgive me. I wasn't listening. I was focusing on calling you out. So he kills the halfling on the way out.
We did the full rotation of math.
We did. I just don't listen to you. I'm sorry. And that's on
Fair
me.
enough.
Midnight, seeing his cruelty, decides, hey, this soul needs some saving. I'm going to do it. I can reach Cyric, but I got to do it alone. Kellenvor, you guys are too hot-headed. You fight every time you see him now. Let me go. So she goes off after him alone. Immediately is kidnapped by Ball, pretty much. As far as our story is concerned, immediately. She wanders off into the wilderness. He's 12 feet away. Ball, the god of murder. He's like, hey, you're my prisoner now. She goes, shit, I guess I am. All right.
12.5 feet, but also it's very funny that she just is immediately captured.
Exactly.
1/8 of the way away.
Ball wants to use Midnight. Okay. He claims that only she has the power to best Helm, who guards the stairs to heaven. Okay. And he doesn't really, we're not going to expand on that too much more. But he's like, Ball's like, hey, I got to keep you alive. And you guys will remember Bane had wanted Kellenvor killed and Midnight captured, specifically. Right. And Ball says the same thing. And Ball and Bane, they're not chill right now. They were chill once upon a time, but you'll remember Bane killed all of his followers to make himself stronger, turn himself into a big tower of glass. They're not so chill, but they come to the same point. So they're not talking about it. They both just come to the same point. We need Midnight to get back to heaven, basically, right? Seeing his old crush captured is enough. Goth Mommy's been taken by Murder Daddy. That is enough for Cyric to take a breather. And he does regroup with Kellenvor and Aiden to rescue Midnight. So he does reunite with those two. Say, like, hey, we gotta rescue Midnight. The trio wears down Ball. It's a grueling fight, but there is a problem. Okay, there's a law in the universe of Faerun which states mortals cannot kill a god.
Mortals cannot kill a god, and trees are freeze.
True,
God.
trees are freeze. Trees are freeze. Never forget. Never forget. Trees is freeze. So mortals can't kill gods. Only deities can kill other gods. At least truly, right? So when the group had worn the god of murder down and Cyric snuck up behind him, maybe they were all a little bit surprised when his blade rent the deity asunder, causing an explosion of bright white light to tear across the bridge where they battled. Did send you guys a picture of the battle. I'm sorry, I tried so hard, could not find the source of these images, but God's Bane, it turns out, is no ordinary sword. And I did mention this on the last episode, but I had pretty good faith that neither of you would remember it. God's Bane is not just a sword, it is the avatar form of another god, the god Mask, the god of thieves. So when the gods were cast down from heaven, a lot of themselves, they all turned into avatars. And most of them turned into beings, like things that could walk around. This god Mask turned itself into this sword, basically, which found its way into Cyric's hand. So Cyric, with another wielding a god, had actually killed the god Baal at this point.
We're on a bit of a sword run with, yeah.
A thief, like you hear someone like break into your treasure room, right? And you start sprinting over, and you just hear clang, 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 and there's just like a sword on the floor with your pile of treasure. Guess it was nothing.
Yeah, I don't remember
Must have been the
leaving
wind.
this here.
Yeah. Skyrim NPC ass behavior, like must have been the wind. You just fucking turn around.
Yeah.
Hey, that sword's fucking my wife. The resulting resulting explosion. I didn't
Get
say
home
this was
early
canon.
from work.
That's
There's a
on you
sword
guys.
in your bed. Your wife is nude. Just like, everything
Hmm.
seems to be completely normal here.
Yeah. Oh, did someone steal your sweet roll?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that to my wife every day.
Anytime she has a problem, I'm just gonna tell my wife, "Oh, did someone steal your sweet roll?"
No, you've been cheating on me.
The resulting explosion knocks Cyric unconscious. And when he awakes, he overhears his old companions planning to leave him behind. They're like, hey, let's not kill him while he's unconscious. Let's not confront him when he wakes up. Let's just go. We got things to deal with. We've got these ding-dang tablets of fate, because they do have 2 at this point, I'm pretty sure. Part of Baal's plan for Midnight was to sneak into the realm of the dead and steal the last tablet of fate, or the second tablet of fate from Merkel. You guys might remember from the last one. He had it. So during the rescue mission, she did go to hell, or not hell, but Hades, I believe it was called, to steal the tablet of fate. So now they have both. So they wake up, they say, hey, we got to get these to heaven to restore the natural order, right?
Honor among like characters where just like, no, let's not do this like fucked up thing to resolve the plot is one of my least favorite things in writing. I was just like, no, don't kill the most evil man alive. Let him go. Nothing bad will happen. And then you have like 3 more movies after that. It's like you probably just should have hit him with a rock when you had it. When you were both there.
It's taken you not that long to come full circle, because you were just saying how you like doing like hands clean runs.
Hands clean runs.
Don't kill no one. It's better to have clean hands. But now you're saying just kill the guy.
No, but it's good to kill evil people, and I'm the one
guy
who decides who evil is. Okay.
Yes, it's like, it's me. It's based on my current opinions that never change, of course.
Right? So his old adventuring party, the trio, plans to travel to a place called Dragonspear Castle, and when he had the strength once more, Cyric went after them. If he was getting excited watching some gods fight to the death, imagine what killing one himself must have done to the old ego, right? To that old bloodlust. At Dragonspear Castle, Cyric would launch an arrow intended for Kelemvor, but would hit Aiden, killing him with a single shot.
Dang.
Midnight turns on him and drives him back with her magic, but he does set up on their trail once more. So now it's just Midnight and Kelemvor. Don't worry, it's D&D, it's Faerun. Resurrection's a thing. Aiden is back in no time, okay? He tracks them to Waterdeep, where Midnight, Kelemvor, Elminster, and a resurrected Aiden... Oh yeah, Elminster's also back. He never died. And a resurrected Aiden are preparing to defend the city against Miracle. So they're in Waterdeep. They have the 2 tablets of fate. The Celestial Stairway is right outside the city of Waterdeep at the top of Mount Waterdeep. And Miracle, the last surviving of the dead 3, is intent on gaining the tablets, right? Again, Miracle and Bane came up with this idea that they could become over gods. So they worked as mortals to become gods. Then once they were gods, they weren't satisfied. So they're like, we're going to get the tablets of fate. And I'm pretty sure that will let us become over gods on par with Ao himself, right? So Miracle is still bent on doing that. He's assaulting the city of Waterdeep with armies of the dead right now. The group had secured both tablets. They were waiting for their opportunity. They were waiting to fight off Miracle before making their run for the stairs. And Cyric was content to wait for his right moment, right? He's a rogue. He's stealthed, and he's waiting for the right time. The right time,
like crouch in a bush, his sword in his sheath just turns into a man.
So the right time would come in the battle with the avatar of Miracle, when Midnight slew the god of the dead. No distracting, like having your hands tied fighting a literal god, right? This is the time to strike. Cyric does. He gravely wounds Midnight. He kills Kelemvor, and he steals the 2 tablets in this moment.
Come back.
He takes them to the Celestial Stairway, which again happens to be nearby. It's right on Mount Waterdeep. They're in Waterdeep. Helm lets him pass, of course. Helm was charged with guarding the stairs until the guards could retrieve the tablets for Ao. And here's this guy with both tablets. So Helm's like, all right, Go on up,
Oh,
buddy.
now I remember Helm. Helm is the green, like, magical
You drew
suit
him.
armor that evaporated Elmer Fudd in our last episode.
in our art. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So once in front of his maker, in front of Ao, the overgod, the creator of this universe, Cyric pitches his case, right? And he is granted godhood. So I sent you guys a picture of Cyric once he ascends to godhood, ascends to divinity. He takes over the portfolios of the Dead Three. So he takes over the portfolios of strife, murder, and death. But he is obligated to serve Ao. One of the conditions is like, hey, you always have to serve me. You cannot betray me like the last three with that portfolio did, basically. He would never again feel satisfaction or joy, and he would forever have to contend with a new rival among the divine, the reincarnated form of Mystra, his old companion, Midnight, who was born with the name Mystra and chose the name Midnight for herself.
She was
instead.
Mystra all along.
Yeah, so her real name, which Cyric refused to share with Bane, was Mystra. She was born Mystra, but she went by Midnight.
Okay.
Of course, the story of Mystra, Midnight, will have to be one for another time. That's all we have time for today. Thanks so much for listening. If you guys enjoyed the show, consider leaving us a rating or review on your podcast app of choice. If you guys like crazy RV shenanigans, check out Loreboy James on Twitch. Did I get it right?
Yeah. It's on our Patreon too. So just go patreon.com/loreboys, and you can see an early copy of the hour-long video edited by Jono, Bang Average Gaming UK. We'll probably play more games and like upload more Let's Plays, and those will hit the YouTube eventually as well. So if you are just someone who wants to support us, you can check out our YouTube as well. But trying to put out more video content and just things for you guys to gobble up for just $3 a month.
Yeah. Peter, do you want to talk about Instagram?
At Laura's Podcast on Instagram. Send me a message. I'm not reading them. And then also my comic is available on our Patreon for $9 and up for a preview, $15 and up for the full thing. But also if you want a physical copy, Amazon.com. It is linked below. They're printed to order. It only takes a couple of days and they ship it straight to you.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody who has supported me thus far.
Yeah, as has been said a million times already, if you want to, check out our Patreon. Cool. If you don't trust Patreon, we do have a service which we've always offered, of course, Lore Boys Prime, where every single week we send you guys a new picture of Pete's sister. So this week will be no different, nor will any future week, of course. We're going to keep doing this for time immemorium. Yeah, I mean, she dresses up all sorts of costumes, mainly as old American journalists and novelists, but you know, we have a near infinite supply of Peter's sister, little Peter, dressed
What
as
other authors did she dress up? She
Hemingway.
Did, Hemingway. She did.
Frost. Her and her boyfriend did Frost v. Nixon. That was a great costume.
Right after the car crash, Stephen King.
Yeah. She did. Did J.K. Rowling? We don't like to tout that one as much.
Well, we
as
got
some
the
of
black mold out of her house. She stopped going crazy because
as J.K. Rowling. My Halloween costume this year is J.K. Rowling. If there was no black mold and you're just a normal person.
Well, Jamie and I talked about this while you were in Europe, where it was just like Jordan Peterson also got mold poisoning. I think it's the mold that is the problem. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, and also J.K. She like wrote about the polyjuice potion, but then can't even handle people turning into other versions of. And it's kind of
crazy. Yeah,
she's weak,
she did invent the polyamory potion.
Here's the thing: we never talk about bigots. Is they're fucking soft and cowards. All right, but I'll fucking say it. I don't care.
It's a brave stance, but we'll say it.
Don't be a bigot unless it's against Polish people, I guess. But you know.
For this episode, but I mean, now that all three of us have good cameras, video content coming in the next decade, probably. No mold on my walls that you can see. Maybe something's behind the brick. Couldn't tell you.
Canonically mold in this wall that we had to pay to get removed, and I don't know if it was fully removed. So maybe that's where my dog shit takes come from.
Nah, I'd be so strong, man. I live in a basement apartment, and we're real strong people.
True. I think that would constitute Lore Boys.
Lore Boys.
Mold huffing.